Boop, boop.
See what kind of stupid voices I need to
Boop,
do
boop.
today. Boop, boop.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I need to open up the Twitch chat so I can properly
I
see
need to
everybody's.
Turn off
Heck, me
stream
too.
audio.
Ooh, yeah, turn that off.
Everybody.
Get rid of that.
What's that? A level 2 hype train? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh my
my
gosh.
Choo choo, motherfuckers.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. All aboard the hype train. Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope you've had a good fortnight. We are back. We have returned. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Before we start talking about today's game, I'm doing a little synopsis. First off, I should make sure that I have tweeted. Because I haven't done that yet.
In general, just tweet.
Just tweet.
Everybody go tweet something now.
I'm going to retweet.
Everybody,
tweet time.
tweet.
I'm going to retweet Jenny's one. Tweet.
Go tweet.
And we're gonna do with there's some is it what's it called when people have like announcements? There's a house. It's not house cleaning, is it?
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
House cleaning.
Go do some house cleaning.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping. A little bit of housekeeping. Everyone loves housekeeping. I always find the housekeeping bits exciting. Make sure you have pants on as well, Tom. What?
European pants or American pants?
Pants.
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 Hi, everybody. Oh, it's nice to have everybody back in chat. It's nice. I like our D&D streams so much
Me
as they
too.
are, but we also have just so much lovely community stuff. It's so nice. Oh no, I cut my own hair earlier, and there's hair on the mic. Ooh, that's going to be in there for a while. Yes, housekeeping. Two big housekeeping things. First housekeeping thing is, I mean, Jenny can talk about it if she likes, but I'm gonna force it on her. Is that Jenny's just released a bunch of wooden pins, which are super fucking adorable. You wear one right now?
Oh.
He's tiny though.
It's the little mushroom who's like, chill out. But the best thing, I mean, they're wooden, so they're economically friendly.
Aw.
And they're super, super adorable. If you want to win one, you have until the end of today to get involved in her Patreon competition, where you have to come up with an original character. Is that what OC stands for?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we've got some. I paid Tom to say this. This is completely off the. This is me doing this. But there are some really cool. What's the word? I'm struggling. I'm already struggling with words today.
Oh,
There
no.
are some good contestants, some good entries.
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 Contestants is a little bit.
It's very
Come on
very good
up.
stuff. I really enjoyed Malkavir's one, and also Chickpea's got a really great one in there. I don't think Chickpea watches our D&D streams, but Chickpea's got a really good one. But if you want to, potentially win a pin and some probably other stuff, because that's what Jenny does, go do that. And also, other housekeeping thing, quite a big housekeeping thing,
Yes.
is that next Saturday, or the Saturday coming up, the 3rd of October, we're doing our charity stream, which is going to be an extravaganza. Extravaganza!
Extravaganza all day.
10 hours worth of D&D at the least. Well, we're starting off with Doom themed game that's going to roll over into an Animal Crossing themed game that's going to roll over into a Doom / Animal Crossing themed game, and it's going to be super fucking fun, and it's going to be a really long stream, and we're raising money for Black Girls Code, and you can get involved with incentives like fucking up the characters or helping the DM. We should add that, by the way. We haven't added that yet.
So those are both the same thing. You just said the same thing twice.
Oh. Helping the characters is also an option.
Fucking up the characters, helping the DM.
That's an option. You can help the characters as well as fuck them up. But there are also some really cool. I know I sound like I'm just doing like a spiel, but I don't mean to be sounding like I'm doing like a spiel. I mean, like, there's some really fucking cool shit that you can get. Like, it's not just interacting with the game. You can get Katie to DM a one shot for you.
Yep, there is that. There is
that. There's also, what else are you doing? You're doing songs that you could do a theme song for characters and stuff.
Yeah, I'll write some character theme songs. I'm doing DMing a one shot. I think there's 2 of those, and then there's flower crowns for the US. Sorry, because international shipping. Because when you make physical things and not digital things, international shipping might be wild. I think those are my 3 parody songs, DMing, and flower crowns.
Mm-hmm. So we did have a chat about doing the flower crowns internationally, but the postage was ridiculous. And we're raising money for a charity here, but we also don't want to put you out of pocket.
Well, and it would be totally fine if I hadn't just taken off of work because of so anyway, I'm sorry everyone, that is a US only entry. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Yes. But there's also stuff like you can get some codes for D&D Beyond. And those are you have to do a minimum donation of $5 to be involved in giveaways for that. We've also got what else have we got? We've got commissions from a bunch of different artists, super fucking good ones. We've got Evan, also known as Maori Nerd, is going to do a custom bound version of the Player's Handbook, which is value. Oh my god.
Right.
Holy shit. Imagine being somebody who's got a leather bound or a faux leather bound PHB compared to all the other fucking nerds. King of the nerds. Oh
I was gonna say that makes you king of the nerds.
Right? That's such a cool thing to have. I'm just maybe I throw some money in at that and sway things my way.
Your nerd feed will be so long.
That's fucking amazing. But we've got stuff that's just so genuinely amazing, but also because you're buying something at the same time as giving all of that money to a charity. So we're gonna raise so much money for a good cause simply just off the back of the cool shit that we've got. I'm very excited about it. Also, that's not even just that's ignoring all the cool incentive stuff is ignoring the fact that the games themselves are going to be really fun. We've got loads of fun community members who are going to come join us, and it's going to be good stuff. 24/7. Well, not 24/7, for roughly 10 hours.
24/7.
Roughly 10 hours. But yeah, anyway. Right. Out of breath.
Yes, you did very good there. Yeah, good job. You did excellent. Yeah.
You did a lot of the speaking.
Yeah.
That's a lot of D&D, and unfortunately me talking too quickly and too much. Breath. Okay. So a brief roundup of what happened last session. Last session, we started off in the town, or we arrived at the town of Blue Stitch. Blue Stitch is a town that doesn't really like outsiders all that much, and it's tied to a story that thankfully Randall was aware of, because Randall knows things. He punches stories. And he knows things. And he knew about a story of a child from Blue Stitch. Basically, what had happened in the deep lore of the setting is that there was a water elemental was fighting some adventurers. And in the combat, the adventurers died, and the tower, the lighthouse for Blue Stitch was destroyed. But this child managed to tame the water elemental using dance and song. That's the default underline. That's the baseline foundation, easy level of the story. That Umberlee, goddess of the sea, rewarded the child with a boon, and the village got a lighthouse orb that would protect them from storms and act as a lighthouse beacon. However, Randall did a little bit of extra thinking later on, see if he could remember any more details, and he thinks what actually happened was that Umberlee trapped the water elemental in an orb, and it is an eternal prison, basically. And it was up there at the lighthouse, protecting the village from storms, but with this water elemental trapped inside. You then had a cute little interaction with the kids there, where you found out a little bit more about this story, and you got an estimation for where this cove might be, the Smuggler's Cove, which is your destination, where you want to try and where you're trying to reach for your larger quest. You managed to find your way there, and as you did, you bumped into Pastor Lepton, an undead pastor priest who was chilling in a cave down there all on his own, and he had pretty much nothing to say to you. He was just like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" He was very nonchalant and he was very suave. And then whilst Oro and Nugget were sneaking in the doorway, they hear a thud and behind them and oh fuck, and Kestrel shows up. Kestrel is the gentleman who was trying to give these guys a lift down to Blue Stitch from Walloon and led them into an ambush. Oro deftly trips him up and threatens him with his life. He sprains his ankle, and what happens is that he essentially says, "I can get you into the Smuggler's Cove down below, but you're gonna have to come up with a story. You're gonna have to be a smuggler. What are you smuggling? Because you're not gonna fit in down there if you're not a smuggler." So we came up with a story, and that you guys are going to be smuggling what?
Erotica.
Yay!
I love that it comes from like a disembodied voice.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm almost done.
Erotica. We are smuggling erotica to some far off place where erotica is outlawed, because it's not outlawed in Cormier, but somewhere else it is, and we need a place to hold it for a bit before we smuggle it off. So that's your story. You then descend into the underbelly, the Wyvern's underbelly, which is this Smuggler's Cove, and you find out that the orb that was being used to keep these storms at bay was not a singular orb, but in fact there are many orbs, and they are in this massive underground cavern. It is well below sea level, and it is filled to the brim with water, but this water is being pushed away by the magical force that's in these globes. You find that inside this huge cave are many skeletal pirates who are going about their skeletal pirate business. They do not seem to be fussed by your appearance. But you also notice that the water is filled with merfolk who are interacting with these large cargo boxes that have tangle kelp, which is Fool's contribution. There we go. We came up with a name for the kelp. Tangle kelp, weeds that are used to, as you estimate, waterproof the contents of these boxes. And that is where we got to last time.
Yeah, we saw mermaids and we're like, whoa. And then you're like, and we're done for the day. And I was like, but the mermaids, no. Fine, oh God.
What is skeleton pirate business? What a question. How personal.
What isn't skeleton pirate business?
Price.
Everything is skeleton pirate business.
Good point.
They're just people, you know? They could be doing anything.
They were people.
Oh, they're not people now?
An animated skeleton? Okay, I guess that depends on whether or not like they still have consciousness or whether they're just simply reanimated. Because I would argue that like a mindless reanimated skeleton definitely doesn't count.
Oh, if it's just bones moving around, then no.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
If it's a person trapped within those bones, then sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anytime there is a map, this seems like an elaborate combat map. Here is D6 or
elaborate combat trap.
Oh yes, trap. Yes, we've also got another combat D6 for nearly for later. Don't worry. Fingers crossed.
Emperor.
There will be no combat. There is a big old map that is not fully explored, but whether or not it is combat, you know, we got options. Well, I cast fireball underneath the sea.
You know, it won't catch on fire.
Will? Where does consciousness come from? Oh, the big questions are coming out.
From the brain.
From the brain.
Ta-da! I answered the question to the meaning of life.
We did it. Letting Randall join in the combat D6 stuff. I'm so glad that we have these combat D6s.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Thanks, y'all.
So, we start today's session with you guys under the sea.
Da-da-na-na.
Under the sea.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Everything's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
There are some merfolk down here. And some tangle kelp over there. Now the completionists are here. Kill them all.
Hey, why are we killing everybody all of a sudden?
But we are here. Hopefully you guys can see on the map the big blue balls.
Yeah.
It's because I haven't got enough erotica here.
Sorry, I like cackle laugh. That was you caught me off guard with that one. I was quite amused by it, as you can tell.
But can you see the auras around the blue balls?
Nope.
Auras? No.
I cannot see the blue ball aura.
But
Let's try not to get copyrighted though. YouTube might come up with it.
Are you putting them on the GM layer on accident?
No, I'm putting them on the token layer.
I could see that one.
I'm adding them slowly.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I see auras now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. See them?
Mm-hmm.
You got all 5 auras there?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Those are the auras. These are the pockets of air that are being created by these boons of Umberlee that are keeping the water at bay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Now you've got to drop an awoken crab in the bag. Let's see if the crabs have consciousness. I'm keeping away from crabs, lobsters, and crayfish. I'm not allowed to use those with Katie in the game.
Well, lobsters are fine, and I don't know if I remember what a crayfish looks like. It's just the crabs, the spiders of the sea, if you will. Crayfish.
Crayfish are don't Google it if you don't like crab things. Crayfish.
No, it's fine.
They're like
crayfish are more like a lobster.
Yeah, they're like shit lobsters.
Yeah, see, but it's the lobsters and the crayfish are totally fine. It's purely the crabs because they have like the round bodies and then the long spindly legs that they move really quickly. It's the movement and the shape.
Right.
It's
the
not
big,
that
the big crabs are awful. Yeah, small crabs aren't quite as spindly. But I feel you.
Yeah.
That's okay. No crabs here.
Yeah. Nope. Okay.
None
of
at
any
all.
kind.
0 crabs.
Which is what happens when you social distance and read erotica. No crabs.
That is what the selling point should be.
Oh. No crabs.
Is
That
your
crabs?
motto? Is that your motto? Okay, right.
Mine?
Anyway.
No, that's not the.
for your items.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, you're smuggling. Okay. What are we doing, party? You've got Kestrel in tow.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily pun intended. His ankle is what's hurt. Pardon me. And you have arrived on the scene. You are over here on the far right. Up here. There we are. And from what Kestrel says to you, Broderick Black Eyes Shelley, who is the smuggle master. It's excellent title, Smuggle Master. Is on the far side of this great cavern, somewhere deep in the big old ship over there.
Okay.
I didn't think of a cool name for that ship over there. Who wants to come up with a cool name for the ship over here? Big old sunken ship. That's what I'm thinking. Chat, help me come up with a cool name. It's got to be edgy and cool. Over here for this massive ship, the one that's mostly intact. Snuggle Master.
Mary gave a D6 bonus. Mary gave a D6 bonus to Katie.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, these are good names. The Reaper's Mother.
Ooh.
Pinafore.
Ooh.
What's pinafore? What's that?
It's a part of clothing.
I thought that was a dress thing. Is it a dress thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dress thing. Okay.
Oops. Clicked the wrong thing. Sorry about that. I did not just prestidigitate.
The Wildber Whiskers. Ooh. The black bite. Is that a thing?
The daughter of the sea. Could be another name.
Farewell, farewell, the daughter of the sea. The awoken crab. The square pineapple. The happy bottom dance.
I think in some circles that might be known as twerking.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm making that up. That's entirely
Oh, okay.
possibly not true.
All right. Okay. I thought the
believe
happy
it.
bottom dance was that, like the jig that babies do,
Oh, maybe.
or me sometimes.
The one that babies do.
When, when your
novel-
bottom is happy?
Novel naval erotica, the Eros. We need to move on. This is the entirety of our D&D stream, Grace. This
I
is
don't
what
know
we
if you-
do. It is okay with us. We can spend the next like half an hour discussing ship names, and this will be perfectly fine with me.
Is that what your
baby
notes
jig.
say? Try and
The
name
Shattered
both.
Harpoon. Oh, that's really cool.
Close game.
Buy time. I don't have anything planned. Buy time by finding name for ship.
Oh no, there is another ship suddenly. What about the life rafts?
I really like the Shattered Harpoon. I think we can go for that one. There are some really excellent names. Trust me, I am extremely pleased with all those contributions. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go with I'm gonna put the name on the normal layer so you guys can see it. The Shattered Harpoon. What a cool name. Okay, bam, the Shattered Harpoon. That's the name of the ship.
Noise.
Okay, well, I'm going to pass it over to you guys to role play yourselves away from or into this situation. What do you want to do? You've got Kestrel limping alongside you. Directly in front of you, you have this big floating orb that contains a water elemental swirling around on the inside, and a ramp that leads down into the kind of deeper cargo area that is littered with skeletal pirates.
Where are we on the map again? Because I don't see us.
I haven't got a token down for you.
Oh, right there.
You're just up here somewhere.
Okay, so the auras are where the water is being pushed away from, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
outside
Those
of
are your
okay.
bubbles.
Okay. Did I ritually cast water breathing on us? It was water walking.
Mm-hmm.
And that lasts for an hour, I think. So we can still walk on water.
And you've got your pockets of water kelp.
Bubble kelp. Yeah.
Somebody here has got their brain on straight.
Nope.
Nope.
Well, I thought that wasn't Kestrel supposed to kind of be taking the lead to like take us in to meet whomever or show us around or something? Wasn't that what it was discussed? Okay.
So the plan is that Kestrel is going to introduce you, and you're going to have to pass off as smugglers. And that was basically how you would be even for him, leading you into an ambush, and then you'd let him, live his life doing Kestrel things. And that is pretty much the limit of your agreement with him. But we ended last session with you guys saying, what shall we smuggle?
Erotica.
The people want their erotica.
Give them erotica.
I want this conversation in RP. I want you guys to explain how you came to the conclusion that erotica was what you're going to do. Because, and I say that because Neurali does not seem like the kind of person who would have had ample access to erotica in the past.
Nope, definitely not. I'm staring at the mermaids. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I feel like as erotica is in this context is book based, Randall would have definitely some understanding of it, but it's definitely not allowed in the monastery. Like it's like looked down upon to some extent. But he's probably also aware that it's like outlawed in places or like impossible to come by without going through nefarious means. And then with Oro's collection, maybe that's where he makes the connection. Is like, yeah, what about erotica books? Like, Oro might have some on her.
I'm already reading one. What? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I love that.
They're not allowed everywhere.
No? I guess I didn't hear of them before the library. Let's do that. That's a great idea. I've got plenty in my book bag. Great examples.
Should we start coming up with the names of the books they're smuggling? I feel like every session we have asked the chat to come up with contributions for erotica novels.
No.
No, not every session.
Not every session.
Mini sessions, but not every
Not
session.
every. Yeah.
So we have a list somewhere. I think Jenny's got it.
Yeah.
Of the contributions that we've had so far for erotica novel book titles. However, today let's put a spin on it. See if you can come up with naval erotica books. Oh, we've already got some in the chat already. Didn't even need to come up with that. The salty harpoon. Oh, that's for the ship thing. I mean, that would work for the
yeah, that works.
No. We cannot take
bondage and bondage. Oh my god.
I can't believe you just said a salty harpoon.
Yeah, the salty harpoon actually is going in the list for sure. It's brilliant.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Ropecraft for the lonely sailors. Oh my goodness. Keep them coming. They're going on Jenny's list.
The knots they didn't teach you in Naval Academy. What's the subtitle of the book?
Okay. So Kestrel's like, is that a good idea? That seems like maybe it's a good idea. The book thing.
Yeah.
I mean
we've got
sailors sometimes read them, I guess, along voyages.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it be outlawed in some places?
Look at Katie's face! Look at Katie's face!
Because some people don't know how to
rewind
have
back
fun.
in time before she goes. She's like,
What was Randall's answer?
I don't remember.
in some places.
Some places it's
They
not.
don't know how to have fun.
Yeah. Whoa.
Like, speak truth to that. Some people just can't take a joke. You know, like when you jump out of a boat and they get shot at with crossbows. That's a good
That's
one.
not a joke. No, that's a
Some
joke,
people
that
just
was
don't get it. Some
How's your other
people-
ankle doing?
Listen. Okay, we're on good terms now. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
we just haven't killed you. Doesn't mean that we like you.
Okay.
Although it's a pretty good.
I mean, I'm happy with that so far.
Okay,
We can
great.
Keep that up. Could we keep that up?
Yeah.
I suppose that's up to you.
Oh my god, she's so scary. Yeah. Yes, that is up to me.
I guess that
Sure.
did sound a little more threatening than I meant for it to.
Okay. That's scarier than it's meant to be. I'm gonna. Are you happy? Are you ready?
Yeah.
So
You
we're
got your-
touring.
So we're getting our story straight because I don't want to get anything wrong. You don't want to get anything wrong. We got to have the same story. So you're taking erotica
Mm-hmm.
from here, from Walloon, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where?
To scold.
Skuld. Okay.
Yep.
Far away. Needs a big.
Mhm.
There's a big voyage. Okay. This is a good place to store your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yes.
we met. Where did we meet? We were in Walloon. We
Yeah.
met in Walloon.
Mhm.
You approached me, and I took you down here with no issue.
Yeah. Yeah. No. That sounds great. Yeah. No issue.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And my boat, the Margaret, is still in one piece. Right?
Yes.
What happened to Margaret?
Margaret's fine.
Margaret's fine? Okay, cool. Where'd you park her?
It's still in the ocean.
It's just floating out there?
I didn't say that it was floating, but it is.
Oh my god, what? Did you put an anchor out or something? What happened to it? Where'd you put it?
You see, when you fired that massive ballista at us, it went through the bottom of the boat, and then that made it sink.
Oh shit!
I don't really know what you expected to happen.
Well, see, usually we can, patch you back up again.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Margaret's gone.
Margaret's gone.
Sorry to break the news to you.
Would it be better for you to say that you slyly overheard us talking about our plans and that you approached us so that it didn't seem so much like we just figured out that you're the sort of person that we could go to ask about smuggling?
I've got a reputation. Maybe someone else told you about me.
Okay.
Who told us then?
Yeah.
I overheard you then. I overheard you.
Okay.
And I was like, I can help you out. And then we came down here with no problems.
Yeah.
And you have not paid my fee yet.
Oh, yes, we're permanently paying that one where we don't kill you. Yeah, got you.
Right, I see. Yes, okay. Yes, fee has been paid.
And if you'll remember, I believe you did receive half up front, so.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. Yep. Mm-hmm. So we're square. We're square. This is the last part of my job. I'm going to hand you over, and then I'm just going to skedaddle. Yeah? We cool with that?
I think you should stay.
Excellent.
At least
Very
until
happy
we
that we're
leave.
all... What was that? I can't hear you over the water. It's so loud. The water's really loud.
Well, if you stop talking,
I'm really
over
glad
me-
that... So we'll be... What were you saying?
I would.
I'm going to be done.
Stop talking over her.
I'm so sorry.
I think you should stay until we leave, because otherwise we don't have any assurance that you don't just walk away and then tell someone the truth. You don't have to continue to vouch for us or anything. You can just hang around in the back.
Okay, yeah. All right. Happy with that. I got some pals down here. Old Skelly Bob number 1, Skelly Bob number 2. Good friends of mine.
Wow. Okay, great.
So we're gonna head down now.
Makes sense, because I think a lot of your friends probably end up sinking in boats.
Not all of them. Let's just not talk to the mermaids or the mermen, the merfolk.
Why?
Let's just avoid that bit. It's not the pirates don't like it very much. For the most part, we kind of keep a distance.
Okay.
They don't
Okay.
like talking to the mermaids, or they don't like it when other people talk to the mermaids?
They don't like it when other people talk to the mermaids.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they might also not like talking to the mermaids. I don't really know what their deal is. But there seems to be, they're doing their thing, and the mermaids are helping with their thing. I don't really get why. But the pirates don't like it. So just steer clear of the sparkly folk in the water.
Okay.
With the webbed bits. We're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's go. He starts hobbling towards the ramp. Okay, you follow in tow?
Uh-huh.
How'd you get your hobble?
Yeah.
How did you get your hobble?
Yeah.
It was Oro fucking up his ankle last game.
No,
No,
I'm
the
asking him.
story.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shit.
You rolled your ankle.
I rolled my ankle getting off the boat when we pulled up.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Yeah.
In the cave upstairs.
Yeah. Dangerous cave, very slippery.
Yeah, very
Easily
slippery.
trip.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we all on the same page now? We good?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's. You gonna give me a hand down this ramp, or
I could
anybody? Anybody gonna give me a hand down this ramp?
I'll
Anybody?
help him down. I'm
Okay.
kind of like,
What are we doing with Nugget?
But
Let's dug it here.
yeah, Nugget is here. Yeah.
he'll
Nugget's
just follow
Nugget's
us.
fine to follow, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sits in the crow's nest of our ship to watch out for stuff, because he's a bat, right?
Yeah. Okay. Great story. Love it. Fantastic.
mhm.
I guess I don't really need to know too much about you and your backstories for this story to work.
Nah.
Let's get go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Who's gonna help me with this ramp? Just anybody, really, honestly.
Okay,
please.
I'll help you with the ramp.
Thank you. He puts one hand on your head and uses you as just like a walking stick for a bit. And he gets to the bottom. It's very slippy, as you might expect, because the whole place is just super moist. And it's just like kind of sand and dirt down here. And he kind of slides down the bottom bit, and he trips and falls because you're not really trying very hard to keep him propped up, as I imagine it. So he puts a little bit of extra pressure on your head, but then slips because it's slippy, falls on his ass. Fuck!
Jesus fucking
God, you're a shit walking stick. Okay, fuck.
I'm not a walking stick, asshole.
Okay, go. Let's go. Let's get this over with. So you start walking down past this bubble here. I'm going to use Nerali's token as a indicator for where you are. The reality of this is that you are much smaller.
Yeah.
More closer to that. And so you walk down the big old ramp, and you walk down past here, and you are at this point surrounded by these cargo containers, and you're getting quite close to passing some of the pirates. You can see that they are very stereotypical piratey skeletons. They've got piratey skeleton hats. They've got scimitars in a sheath at their waist. That's dangling off of their kind of hip bones. You can see straight through them all the way through, and you can see that some of them have a couple of pouches tied to various rib cage bones or whatever. And there are no eyes. Just to clarify, no eyes, as we've discussed undeadness and their ability to see things last session. No eyes. Not even a little bit of rot. It's just bone all the way through. Okay. And roughly you can see maybe 10 pirates dotted around in this local vicinity between the ramp and the end of the shuttered harpoon. But this is where you start to kind of have to duck and dive behind some of the cargo containers. There are more and more of them closer to the entryway that you've just come in, and there are fewer as you get towards the ship. Some of the skeletons kind of look up from whatever they're doing, and they, some of them are playing card games or, with dice. And you can see that a couple of them look up to Kestrel and kind of nod and just tip their piratey hats. And they just kind of ignore you for the most part. They just let you wander all on in. You get to the rear, or is it aft? What did we decide last time? What's the back of the boat? Aft?
Yeah.
Okay, you get to the aft of the ship, and you see that there is a gaping hole in it on the kind of the lower deck. Really should have looked up boat terms before I started writing an undersea fucking pirate adventure, shouldn't I?
It's
fine.
Have
Just like a glossary of terms.
Do the mermaids look friendly, or do they just look like angry?
So as you're walking through this the areas that are bubbled up, as it were, you're not super close to the mermaids in actuality, and because of the effect of the water being in constant movement, it's not like you're at an aquarium and it's just a clear vision into the water. There are ripples, there are certainly like bubbles and kind of waves, as it were, in the water as it touches this bubble, and it's not crystal clear. It's not easy to see through. But you could give me a perception check tied to an insight check. See if you can get a read on their mood. Give me both. Ooh, first crit of the session. Pardon me.
I think that was my first crit ever, probably. I'm not sure.
Okay. So we have a perception of 12. It is difficult for you to really see into the depths of this. So you get a look at one whole mermaid as they are kind of soaring past, flying past. This particular individual looks quite curious about you. And you can see that she in herself looks like she's trying to read you. She's trying to determine what kind of person you are. And that's what you get from your fleeting kind of glance at this passing mermaid. She is gorgeous to you. She has an absolute, her skin is the same color as your hair, Katie. and she is. You can see that she's got soft kind of skin for the upper half of her body, but as it goes lower, it turns into a scaled tail that kind of shimmers against the light of the like the small fires that they've got here, as well as the light coming off of the orbs here. You can see that she's kind of got some shark teeth that she's kind of woven into a kind of a skirt. It goes around her waist and kind of falls down around her hips, as well as some kind of elaborate jewelry that you can't quite see as she passes. But as you see her face, you can see that she is pausing and trying to get a read of you. And she's not looking at only you. She's, you know, it's mostly you can see that she's seen Kestrel before, and she's trying to evaluate our party members until she sees Nugget, and then it's just as she sails by.
When we had the brief moment of like eye contact, I'm just like,
okay. So what kind of face would you describe that as?
Just like a pleasant smile, but also like there's obvious like curiosity as I'm like watching, and there's a little bit of like wonderment as I'm just like, this is so cool, and not saying anything, and then I'm just like,
okay,
and keep going. But they said not to talk, so I'm not talking to them. I'm not trying to like waver over anything. It's just like literally like wave and keep walking, and then like look around more kind of thing.
Okay, I'm rolling an insight check to determine whether or not she gets a good read of you.
Okay.
It's been a little while since I've caught up with chat. If you're new here, we do this a lot. We spend a lot of time talking to chat, and that I think is a benefit of our stream. I think it's a plus, not a minus. But if you expect constant progress in the D&D game, then expect to be disappointed.
We've had a lot of great erotica names that are boat related or sea related.
Okay.
Or
here's with the highlights, Jenny.
Mermaids Gone Wild, great one, straight to the point. Bone all the way through. Wet on Deck. The Loaded Cannon.
Loaded Cannon as well. Cannon. Good.
Getting Wet, a guide for lonely sailors, also a great one. It's not the size of the wave, it's about the motion of the ocean. Perfect. A Romp in the Sails. Beautiful.
Oh, I like that. I like it.
How do you even do sex with a mermaid? A 6-part investigative podcast in book form.
How do you even do sex with a mermaid? How do you even do sex
with a mermaid?
I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Right. So you've had that moment. You've had that glance. Are the rest of you paying any attention to the mermaids in the kind of ocean pocket next to you?
I'm too concerned about being a walking stick.
At this point, now that you're not on the ramp, you've been let go of being a walking stick.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm just watching Kestrel's ankles closely.
How about you, Randall?
I think Randall's probably mostly distracted about like how we're going to turn smuggling erotica into getting the thing that we want.
That's a valid thing to be concerned with. It's an absolutely valid thing to be concerned with. Okay.
Me too.
So you get to the aft. Was that when we decided? The back of this ship on the lower floor, and you find that there's a gaping hole in its hull. It looks like this has been decorated in some way. You can see that it's kind of been made into an entryway for the main ship. You can see that there are, kind of signages that just say the Drake's underbelly. It's written very poorly. It's kind of like fish bones have been put together, and some like nice shells here and there. And there's some other signs that kind of just say like, beware of skeletons. I don't know. But you can see that one's kind of just been crossed out a little bit. Like it was there originally and someone's crossed it out. Which makes sense because as you recall, your characters recall at least, that Kestrel has informed you not to bring up the whole condition that these individuals are suffering with. Don't bring that up. because as far as you're aware, Black Eyes Shelley is not conscious of him being dead. He believes that he is very much alive, or rather undead. He believes he is very much alive the first time, not the second time. Anyway, so you can walk yourself into this. Still, I mean, it's not quite shown on the image here, but you are still just about in the bubble that allows you to walk into the ship itself. You can see that directly in front of you are a set of stairs that lead upwards, and there is a big beacony light that is coming from the wall behind this staircase. Though it seems that Kestrel wants to lead you up the stairs rather than around the back. You continue to follow his lead?
Yep.
So just for clarification there, we're going up these stairs here rather than walking into this back area here.
Okay.
Okay. So we walk up these stairs and we find ourselves on a higher platform. This boat is very much pushed up against the rocky wall, and you can see that for the most part it is covered by this kind of this cave. It's like as if the rock has almost swallowed up this boat. The back part of it still is kind of open to the rest of the cave. It still has a relatively nice breathing room above you. But as you get closer to the front of the boat, you realize that the cave itself is getting closer and closer. It's a little bit more claustrophobic. But you can see at the very far end that there are huge chests filled with gold. They are very much on display in a way that looks like it is kind of purposefully showing off wealth. You can see that there are several oddities that have been placed alongside them, including there is a huge tree. I say huge, relative to an oddity. It's a cute little antique, not an actual tree. It is maybe 6 foot tall tree made entirely of wax. You can see that it is almost like it's just a kind of a upside down inverted chandelier sort of thing, with lots of different kind of wicks that are scattered throughout the branches. You can see that, not surprisingly, there is a huge harpoon that is just laying along the deck. You can see that it has an ivory shaft and that its inlay is, kind of this gilded in patterns that lay along the side of it. You can see that there are whales and sharks carved into it. And you can see that there are many more kind of cargo boxes here, but these seem to have a little bit more care and put into them. Some of these, for the most part, have at least part of their side is not covered in the kelp. And you see that there are multiple kind of different trading company logos on them. Just in front of this huge amount of wealth, you can see that there is a very tall pirate. He has a peg leg, which is a little bit stereotypical, but accurate. He has a huge pirate captain's hat. He even has an eye patch, though you see he is absolutely a skeleton. There is no eye underneath there. He has a much larger scimitar, and you can see that around his neck, underneath a big, heavy jacket, a big, long black coat, you can see that there is a necklace. Upon this necklace, there is a large purple jewel. Jewel.
So there's 2 of them.
There's a jewel. There's a big jewel around his neck. You can see that he's also got lots of kind of gold and silver accessories, other necklaces and stuff, but that is the one that catches your eye most.
Does it look special, or is it just really large?
Give me a perception check.
A jewel? They vape.
23.
Yeah.
Is it a very nice shaft? 23, yes. The jewel itself is not like any you've ever seen. It doesn't look like it's necessarily the same kind of a usual gem that you might have seen in any other case. Not that you've spent a lot of time around gems, considering your upbringing. But it's kind of jagged and warped. It doesn't look like it was made by any kind of normal natural process.
Does it look like the one that Kip Yeister had?
It does not.
Okay.
rather than the inky swell that you've become accustomed to when it comes to these big kind of purple gems and stuff, you can see that it's got a kind of a normal, more muted amethyst, the word kind of color.
Purple.
Yeah, but it's kind of, like I said, it's the kind of skin, the outer layer of it is kind of warped and pushed around. Like it doesn't look like it doesn't look like an amethyst. There's definitely something about it.
I just take notice of it for now.
Okay. Well, you walk up these stairs and push open the doors. And this is the site in front of you. You can see that just in front of where this 6-foot pirate man is a sheet of kind of bars that you can see as a kind of a cage that looks down into the cargo hold below you. Though you're not quite close enough to see down into it, you can see that some of the light from the beacon below is shining up onto the deck. Kestrel pushes open the doors and you take a second to take in the view in front of you. And he kind of leads you ahead, but at the same time shoves you forward, and he's just kind of like he's kind of like pulling you along. And he says, me hearties, I have brought unto you some business. You love business. These are business folk. They want to do business with you, Broderick Black Eye Shelley, the one and only. From the other side of the ship, Broderick turns around, his peg leg clacking against the hull, and he says, "Arr! These don't look like smugglers to me. They look like adventurers. What do you be wanting?"
Well, that's the perfect guise, don't you think? That we just look like adventurers, but we're actually smuggling things.
Speak! What do you want?
We want to smuggle some books.
What kind of books?
Some naughty books.
Naughty how?
Erotica
like illegal.
books.
Erotica books!
Mm-hmm.
All right, do like me. Eroticas. I like some sexy books.
What's your favourite?
Yeah, well, find me the list. Find me the list.
Desperately scrolls up chat.
How about Blow the Man Down, a love story? That was Malka's.
That's the one. Arr! Blow the Man Down, a love story.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
Yes. Me too. But
So
some
you've
places,
got books.
yeah. Some places can't get them. We wanna smuggle them in for the people who need them.
A noble cause.
Mm.
But what do you get out of it?
Money.
Money.
And how much are you making out of this deal of yours?
Well above market value.
Well above market value. I like to hear that. And how much will you be paying me?
What's your normal rate?
Yarr! My normal rate is whatever I deem the risk of smuggling your business. Now, are we storing your business or are we smuggling it for you?
I don't know.
Did we okay, out of character, did we discuss that part ahead of time?
Nope.
Okay.
And Kestrel did not give you the advice that it would be a good thing to consider.
We plan on carrying it ourselves, but we need a place to hold it for a while. And we noticed that it looked like there was something on the crates that were being moved around that kept them sealed, which is good for books.
No, it is good for books. You don't want wet books.
Don't want wet erotica.
Moist erotica is the worst.
Yeah. All the pages get stuck together.
When they dry up, they're all stuck together. And you can't read the good bits. Hard to get to again. If
Good
you get my
business,
meaning. What did you say, sorry?
Good for business because they have to buy another book.
Good point.
Well, I see. It sounds like you've got a business plan. If you be storing it here, I'd be taking 10%.
That seems reasonable.
How much space do you got for storage?
No, we've got a big old cave. There's plenty of storage. How many books you got? I'm enjoying this voice.
I can tell.
I never do pirate voices. This is probably the first time in real life I've actually done a pirate voice out loud, and I'm loving it. I'm so glad that it's actually working somewhat.
I can't believe you haven't practiced it. It's so good.
How big are the crates that they already have, like down here? Like,
I mean, they're big old crates. You're thinking maybe 4 foot by 4 foot.
okay, so probably would be moving like 20 crates in this first shipment.
In this first shipment, you've got multiple shipments.
Well, there might be repeat business,
Arr.
but we need to know. We need to set up our routes, and we need to make sure that.
And where will ye be taking it?
Down to Skuld.
Now, what do the Skaldanese want with erotica?
Well, I imagine the same thing that everyone wants with erotica. Everyone
a
has the
sexy
same.
time.
Indeed. They don't.
Indeed.
See, you're a man who knows his erotica. A man of flesh and bone who knows his erotica well.
I am a man of flesh and bone and erotica. It's not how I pictured my pirate to go. I am. That I am. I'm glad as you can see that I'm a man of flesh and bone and erotica. I believe we've got lots in common, you and I. Would you become a pirate? We're not doing much of sailing the 7 seas right now. You'd mostly be down here with the boxes.
But there's so many places in need of erotica. We cannot let the world.
You're very dedicated to erotica. I thought you were just here for the money.
Well, you gotta have some passion behind it, you know?
Yeah.
I imagine that does help.
You think, yeah.
Well,
be a good pirate without passion for being a pirate. You seem like a passionate man of flesh and bone.
It almost would sound like flirting if this were a completely different situation.
I am a passionate man of flesh and bone.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
You're
god.
flesh and bone?
You broke my shell.
He just comes out. Well, I think we can probably work something out. I think so. We'll take your books. Will you be needing any help getting them down? We can supply you with tangle kelp, and some merfolk will help you.
Yeah, I think and we'll definitely need the tangle cup for the issues we spoke about before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I think we're on the same page with the tangle kelp.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want wet books.
No.
Do you want to get wet from the book?
I'll be taking me deposit, though. 10% of your 5% of your estimated earnings. Who's doing your books?
What? Our accounts or our books?
You're a funny one. Your accounts. Who's your money man? Or your money person?
I look at Randall, not to like signify that he is, but more like, surely, if anyone would know who's gonna do this, I'm just like,
So I pull out my notebook, obviously, and just like carefully leaf through some pages, like looking through.
Whilst you're leafing through, your head is just going fuck.
Yeah.
Think of another.
I said what, like 20 crates?
Well, we know how much we paid for that one book in the place, right? when we found the.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally know that.
We do know that.
So
Yeah, we totally
don't
know
need to
that.
say it because we all know how much that was.
Uh,
I think it was just like 1 gold, wasn't it?
yeah, I think it is 1 gold.
Yeah. So for like 20 crates, 1 crate, I'm gonna say 200 gold. No, that's a lot because we can't afford that.
That's what we would make off of 1 crate, and if we had asked for 20, then that's 4,000. So 5% of 4,000. What would that still be?
That's like 200 gold, wasn't it?
But 5% is 1/20th though, so that's still yeah, it would be 200.
Oh, I don't think we can afford to be in business, guys.
We should have thought about this before we came down here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
maybe not 20 crates.
Well,
You're like those
to be
shit people
fair.
that show up on Dragon's Den but they don't have all the numbers, and like you're watching Dragon's Den, you're like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude?
In
Never
year
watched
1, we'll
Dragon's
make
Den
a
before?
pound. In year 2, we'll be billionaires. So we will probably be making about 100 gold per crate, and we're thinking maybe 10 crates in this first ship.
That sounds good. Do you have your deposit on you? Or was this more of a scoping exercise to see if we're up to your standards? He says, feeding you a way to not give him tons of money.
Yes, it was a scoping thing.
Yes.
Yes, that is exactly what we had in plan. Yes, that
Yes.
thing. We will do that. Well, we'll be taking your money whenever you've got it.
We'll bring it with the crates.
And when will we be seeing ye?
Well, we've got to get back to our basement of scribes, pack up some crates, and get them down here.
Scribes.
Why else do you make so many books?
Where is your operation? Where's your base of operation?
It's up in Walloon.
Ah, up there, I see. Been many, many years since I've been up in Walloon. Not an unnatural number of years, though. A normal number of years for a human person to live.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, why? What else would you have meant? Right?
Who knows? I've lived a long, full life. It's hard to keep everything in order.
That's fair.
What part of how close to you getting? Bearing in mind he's at the far end of this upper deck.
I assume we would have walked within like a normal like discussion range because he was like ushering us forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're probably, if he is up here, I indicate on the map. You are probably over here.
Okay.
Right.
So, by the way,
right?
Fobbington said Nugget the accountant, which would have been exactly my dream land for that.
That would have been so
If Nugget's the
good.
accountant.
I'll get the accountant.
Oh, yeah, I've got to catch up on some of the chat because I see that Grace has entered the Patreon contest. Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
Gracie,
Oh,
no. Sorry, Grace. Yes, Gracie. No, she's eating something.
Stop it. Very different. Very different.
Yes, sorry. She's a string addict, and my headphones were apparently slightly hanging off the bed, and she was like,
Mistake.
"No."
Dangly string, the
You
best
are
kind of
mine
string.
now.
So tasty.
I love me some dangly string. Okay.
It's another
What else?
erotica book name. I'm surprised. Did anybody say something about like how he shivers her timbers or something? Like should have definitely been.
I don't
See.
think so.
Yeah.
Do you want to add some?
How
That's
to
a shiver.
how to
How
shiver
to.
his timber.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Very good addition.
Does it
Nice.
involve a
Very
watermelon? Or
Does
is
it
it a
involve
mango?
a watermelon?
Or is it a mango? I can't remember.
Ah,
It's one of them.
grapefruit.
It's grapefruit.
Oh, there
It's
you go.
grapefruit technique.
See. Yeah, Jenny remembers.
Of course I remember.
I do.
Don't talk about it.
You also imitate the noise that comes alongside.
Oh wait, now I remember.
Was that on that different D&D game that we
I
spoke
think
about
we
before?
did talk about this many years ago. Because I think we watched it.
Stop. What, on stream?
No, I
Did
think
we?
so. I think one of us in the group watched it. I didn't put it
Oh,
on
I
stream.
can't.
my God.
I can't remember who brought it up or linked it in chat either. Could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Could have been anyone in our chat for
Anyone.
sure.
Definitely.
Okay. So as you are on the other side of this kind of barred metal floor, I can't think of a very good way of describing it.
Great.
Great, excellent.
It's great. Yeah. High quality.
On top of this, great. Yes, thank you, Katie. That's exactly what I was looking for. I remember that discussion. It might have been me. Oh, really? Not unlikely. That, Phil, you were the last person in the world that I would have suspected. But as you are on the other side of this grate, you can see down a little bit further into the cargo hold that was previously obscured from view because it was on the other side of the staircase. And you can see down there that there are some cages, some of them larger than others. But for the most part, they seem to be empty. But there is one figure down there.
Is it a man?
No. Are we doing 20 questions?
Well, I like, so we know that I don't even know if she described what he looked like to us. Did she tell us what he looked like?
Nope.
So we've come here for someone and we don't know anything but his name.
Well, you've come here for Eleron Felos,
Yes.
whom you know has been stored in some kind of magical vessel.
Yeah.
Because he drew the void card from the deck of many things.
Yeah.
And he was whisked away to the possession of some powerful entity.
Can I see more about what the person in the grate or in the cage looks like? And to get a better look, I'll glance down and I'll notice that there's a person down there, and then like I'm in a dress, so kind of like gathering the dress up a little bit as I'm looking down, so that it doesn't look quite so obvious that.
So you want to like slyly look down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception roll then. If you were just looking normally, then I'd just straight up read you. But the fact that you're trying to be sly about it, I won't take a stealth from you. I'll take perception.
17.
Okay. Unless you would prefer stealth. No. Okay. I made the assumption, but really I shouldn't have made the assumption. I should have let you know. Okay. So with a 17, I can tell you that you see down in this cage below you, in what is not a pocket of water, a mermaid. Not a merman, a mermaid. Not a merfolk.
Dry.
Mermaid. They are dry, yes. You can see that there is a bucket of water that is dangling, hanging over her head. You can see that she is chained in this cage, and you can see that there is a very small hole in the bucket that is dripping water onto her. Nearly.
Okay, I'm just typing that down. I'm assuming she looks alive.
She is alive.
Okay.
You can see that very, very briefly with your brief look.
My glance as I'm like gathering
Yeah.
my robe and skirt thing.
You can see that she has kind of opalescent tattoos across her forehead down here that lead around the back of her head. She looks very much worse for wear.
Trying to decide if I would say something to him to ask about her. I think I'm going to try to be like a little sly about it, but also it's Neurly, so I'm trying to decide how Neurly would be sly about it without being Katie sly about it.
Right.
Kind of like I'll like glance down and then like double take and I realize there's a person down there and like spend just a moment like gathering up my like dress or whatever as I'm looking, and when I take all the information in, I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was someone down there. And kind of like sound a little like embarrassed and like shuffle to the side, like making it obvious that like, oh, there's, because initially it was kind of like, whoa. But then like I see
This is a good opportunity for you to reveal it to your party members.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of like, oh, what did I just think of? Like I said, I'm trying to be like Neurly sly, not Katie sly. So kind of like, oh, I didn't realize there was someone down there, and kind of step to the side. Is there like a place where there's not just a grate where I could stand on something solid?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a hull floor, like that you can you can stand on the deck.
Okay.
So if you have a look on the map there, you can see that there is like.
Oh, that's the grate.
So,
okay.
So he stood up the top of this staircase, and behind him is the treasures that I described before.
Okay.
And you guys are kind of pretty much here, and I don't know, maybe dotted around here a little bit, kind of spread out a little bit.
I feel like to have seen it, I was probably a little further back, but I think I would stand further and back and let them do most of the talking for this one.
Sure.
Anyway, so that's kind of the like, oh, and then I'll shuffle forward a bit so I'm standing somewhere where they can't see, and try to sound like more curious than anything, and ask, oh, okay, I know what she's gonna do.
I love how much work that you need to put in to be your character instead of you.
Yeah, this is why like it's so funny that I very rarely make like intelligence a dump stat so that I can always justify getting away with things. I'm like, I'll do no less than 10. That's the lowest that I can do, because I just can't like, it hurts me to like not participate in like problem solving. So anyway, so she kind of looks down, like, oh, I didn't realize there was someone down there, and she shuffles off to the side, and then kind of like while looking like, oh, they look sick. Do you need, I saw the mermaid's working with you outside. Does she need help?
She's fine.
Well, she doesn't look fine.
Trust me, she's fine. We're taking good care of her.
Sorry, I just caught off guard a little bit.
That's fine. Now, if you're not here with your money and you've got no more questions, feel free to leave.
Do you have specific times that you would prefer for people to come back?
Not at nighttime. I like to get my shut eye.
Okay.
For when I sleep, like a normal person.
Very important.
That's a very beautiful gem you have there.
Yeah, it is.
I've never seen anything like it. What kind is it?
It's a mysterious gem, and it's mine. Tales say that it was formed in an underground volcano.
Oh, do you know what type it is?
An underground volcano gem.
Can I insight check him to see if he's lying, or maybe he just doesn't know? Like, can I tell whether he's making it up or whether he's like he's obfuscating? Okay.
No, please no. Adam, deal with it, okay? Deal with it. I will allow you to go on talking about pain stuff without getting my science knowledge up in your business, okay?
My geology hurts.
All right, underground.
I can't tell.
Something. Underground hot stuff is where it was. But the pirate thinks it's a volcano, all right? Even if that's not the technical term. Underground hot stuff is where he believes it was, and he's using the term volcano to represent that, even if that is not scientifically accurate.
Gotcha.
Because he is a pirate
Because he's a pirate.
who is dead.
Underground hot stuff is another one of those books.
True.
What's the name of
the
our
dwarf.
operation?
Yeah, I was going to go with it's a dwarven version, but
Oh, nice.
Okay. With an insight of 4, you are absolutely struggling to get a read on him. He could be an absolute idiot. That's a strong contender.
Can I do an insight check now that
Sure.
I've heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Boop. Can I use my D6?
Yes, you can. If you have a
Ooh.
non-combat one,
Yeah.
which you do, I think.
5, so 18.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes. With the help of your D6. Thank you, chat.
Yes.
Whoever that was that gave that D6.
Mayor
Um,
Thank you.
So you are quite sure that he's dumb and that he believes that that's its origin. I mean, those are two separate things. He believes that's the origin and he's dumb.
Yeah.
He might not be wrong, but
Okay.
that's where he gets it.
Can I do the perception and look around? I want to look. Are there any other gems like around? Because as you said, there's lots of like trinkets and things on display.
mhm.
How many of them are like gems?
Give me a perception check.
Oh,
There's just so much shiny faff.
just glare
to be
straight in my
honest,
eyes.
You're not, Randall isn't super attached to shinies. Am I right?
Can there be an old tome in one corner?
Yep.
And it's just like
Love it.
Randall is trying to look around the room, like looking for gems, and every time his eyes just like blink, straight back to the book in the corner. Like,
I love that. That's absolutely excellent. Yes, there is a huge dusty tome buried deep within the piles of treasure
I
at the
just
far end of
can't
this.
concentrate on anything else now.
It's too hard for you to be able to look around the room, and it's just that's the apple of your eye. That's what you're interested in.
Ancient erotica.
Yeah.
Ancient erotica.
Whoa, slower. Describe the dust pattern slowly.
Oh my god.
So we know he's been trapped in something, right? Eleron, stored in a magical vessel.
Yep.
Didn't she say that, like, she could see where it was, or like with the surroundings of the vessel or something?
Sure. Yeah. The information that she got was that it was in the possession of Broderick.
Right. Uh-huh.
I think that the gem, because it looks so like warped and stuff, is like drawing my attention, and so I'm going to, like he said, oh, it's mine, and so I'm going to say, oh, that just looks like something that your mother would love. Can you tell us where you got it so that we could try to find one as well? I really think that it would be a wonderful gift.
Are you talking to Broderick? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I'd rather not be imparting such private information to you strangers.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're asking a lot of questions for someone I just met. At least get me drunk first.
Ooh. Would you be willing to trade for it?
No!
Nothing? Not even some
No, I would be
fine
this.
erotica?
I'm insulted that you'd even suggest such a thing.
I didn't realize it was
She's
so
my
important.
treasure.
She? Okay.
Look at this beauty. Of course she's a she. My love.
Whoa.
My precious.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Copyright strike coming.
Hmm.
Do we have any alcohol on us? I'm like looking through. I know I don't.
Get the skeleton pirate drunk.
He thinks he's alive though, so if he drinks, he's got to keep up the act, right? Like,
why do you know?
True. Definitely don't have any alcohol.
Oh, you're our only hope.
I'm not Susan.
After Susan, yeah.
Nope.
Well, now maybe it's a good time for us to take a bio break.
yeah, we'll do that while I
guys need a
ponder.
wee-wee.
Or a brownie bait, but no, whatever.
Brownie
I
break.
tried. Yeah.
What a brownie. Now's your chance to go for a try.
Go for a try.
Go for a try.
Okay.
Dokey.
Burb.
BRB.
BRB. If you guys haven't been here before, we go for pee breaks and we immediately come back and just play again or chat shit for 20 minutes. We're not, going to be away for a set amount of time. So you do you. Back in a sec.
You do you. I'm gonna leave this on the screen. Promo. I'm a professional.
Bye bye.
Hello there. I've got a yogurt.
Yar.
Hello.
Hello.
I've got a yogurt.
Ooh, what kind of yogurt?
This one is smooth toffee.
Ooh.
I do. You see it?
Ugh.
What?
I like toffee and like it's like normal, but like not that much. It's too like sticky and teethy. It's like caramel.
What? Not in yogurt form.
Okay.
It's a mother yogurt.
Oh, I thought you meant it was one of those corner ones and it had like a little corner
No.
thing. Oh. Did you see
Yeah,
that new
thanks.
pirate movie? It's rated R. Nice. Nice. Please keep saying yogurt.
Please keep saying yogurt.
Yogurt. Yogurt.
Oh, as opposed to yogurt. Ah, delicious yogurt.
Yogurt. Do you want to hear about my charity D&D character?
Yes? What? You've got an idea? Yes!
I have an idea, yeah. So it's going to be a jock character.
Uh-huh.
Going to be called Brittany.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to have a really American voice.
Yeah!
She's really into sport.
Finally! Finally!
Like
Oh
Tilly.
my god. I'm so happy. How about docs?
What's your charity D&D character going to be?
An owl.
I love you very much, dogs. That was a perfect length of time.
I had brownie in my mouth.
I know. It was just an owl.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't come up with a good saying for them yet, though.
Oh yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
you shouldn't need to for long, because other people will give you
True.
phrases.
Yes.
To elaborate on that, we're going to have an incentive for all 3 of the charity games where you can give what they called
Catchphrases.
catchphrases. You can give a catchphrase to any of the characters in the game, which they will have to say at the end of every other sentence, or at some point in any other sentence.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting some really good ones.
No pressure. Brittany does sound like a winner.
I'm worried we're gonna have to reduce the donation incentive for the catchphrase one, just so that everyone constantly gives, so everyone gets one.
I can't remember what it is.
Because we've got, was it 4 players in game 1, 4 in game 2, and then 3 players in game 3.
Yeah.
So I think it's like $10 or something to get it set.
Is it 10?
Was it something like 10?
I don't feel like it was 10.
Which I personally think would be a bargain, because I would absolutely love to be able to impose my will on somebody for $10 to make them say something stupid every 2 sentences. But, you know, others might not agree.
Oh, it's $13 right now.
Oh, it's because it was maybe £10.
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably bring it down to $10 then.
Let's do that.
That is how we figured out the prices for most of our incentives. We're like, yeah, okay, that probably sounds about right. This is a delicious yogurt.
I muted myself. Thank you. I muted myself in time on both Zoom and stream to mute myself. It was like a
nice. Nice race against the clock.
Don't do it. Oh, don't do it.
Toffee yogurt, man.
Hold the sneeze.
Hold the sneeze. You know, Minecraft is cool, but also, yeah, store 2. Raising money is also cool. You're right. These are the 2 important things.
I want you to do like those just like promotional videos that you show to kids or whatever to stop them from like, you know, sex is cool, but you know what's cool in sex? Raising money.
I like that a lot. Genius.
I had my yogurt and now I'm just hungrier.
Mistake.
Hungrier.
That was the word that you picked up on, not yogurt.
I don't know why I did that, honestly. It just kind of happened.
Oh, wow. Here we are.
I
There are only
thought about
2
it and I was
genders.
like, wait, what?
Well, maybe it just sounded like a word. It's a word that you fancied saying. You don't have to justify.
I think it reminded me of something and I like amused myself by repeating it, but now I don't know what it was.
I find it happens a lot with friends who have accents, that they say something and I'm like, I want to say that word the way that you said it because it sounds satisfying to say that way.
Probably what it was. Yeah.
It's the same with some accents and stuff. Like some accents that you just hear them and you're like, I want to sound like that for just a second.
And
it
also
just sounds fun.
I think I've had this conversation with people before. When you grow up as a singer, you spend so much of you in ensembles. You spend so much time listening to other voices because you have to blend and you have to balance. And it happens for me, like instruments too, right? And I was in band and choir. And I spent so much of my life listening to the way that things sounded around me and listening to the way that people sang around me. I believe, because I know a lot of singers who are like this, that we spend so much time listening to the way people sound and the way that they talk, that we like just kind of like absorb accents sometimes. And like, if I spend a lot of time around someone, I'll just start speaking like them. And it's like, I'm not like intentionally doing it. It's not like mockery. And it's not like, oh, I've decided to change my speech patterns because I think this is fun. It's just literally, it's just something that happens. Yeah. And so I think that like, that was one of those things where I'm like, that sounded fun to say. And then I said it. And then I'm like, going to end up saying it again later and be like, I don't know why that happened. Anyway, tangent.
Can you say squirrel? I can't say squirrel. Have you seen the video of German people trying to say squirrel? It's very satisfying to watch.
Wow.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
It's almost as good as listening to Benedict Cumberbatch try to say the word
penguin.
penguin.
Oh my god, no, it's not good. That's painful. It's so hard.
Penguins. Penguins. Penguin.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Back into pirate mode.
Oh, yes.
Back into pirate mode.
Pirate mode. Activate.
It's a shame we didn't have this episode on September 19th.
I know, but it's okay. Here we are now. We were so close to International Speak Like a Pirate Day, but Docs was on holiday.
Goddamn.
Holiday.
Arr.
Holiday.
The new star this session, which replaced erotica, yogurt.
This stream brought to you by yogurt.
Yogurt.
It's also funny the way
Yogurt.
that you say yogurt too. Yeah, yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yogurt. I think that was what made me go hungrier because I didn't want to go yogurt.
Yogurt. Yogurt. We do sound like that. Well, I do anyway. I have a bit of a posh yogurt erotica. Oh my goodness.
No.
Ooh.
Nope, that's not.
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
It's your birthday in 2 days? For
Who?
realsies?
I will be 98.
Happy almost 98th birthday.
So old.
You look amazing for 98.
I mean, pretty good for 98. I wouldn't say I'm Okay, right. So you have...
Thanks, it's the Pilates. Oh my god. Okay.
So, have you finalized your charity stream character?
I believe they posted it.
I've seen some details, but whether or not it's finalized is a different thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or filled in all the. Oh, it's in the Roll20 and everything. Okay, excellent, cool.
Nice.
I've got some other people to chase up on that because it's next Saturday. My birthday is today, but yogurt outshines me many times over. Is it actually your birthday?
Happy birthday.
For realsies? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Wait, can I sing that or is that going to get...
I mean, that's a different happy birthday, but
we just
it's
got to
not
come up
a
with
happy
a
birthday
brand new happy birthday
Technically,
song.
happy birthday is public domain, I do believe.
Oh, okay, so we can do that now.
Yeah. And you
just
only
make
get
up
a
your own.
copyright strike if you play the actual tracks.
yeah. That's,
Parodies do not count under copyright.
although on
that's not a-
YouTube, I've seen people just like sing along to songs and they get like copyright strict.
Because they're singing along, because the track, like the backtracking is the same music.
No,
So-
they don't even have the backing track. They'll like just be singing, like Careless Whisper
What?
is the example that comes up. That they're just singing a bit of Careless
Really?
Whisper. Yeah,
Yep.
and they'll be like, nope, soz.
Oh my
Not
god.
allowed to do that.
Okay, well, happy birthday
Yeah.
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Do a pirate
Happy
version.
birthday to Neil. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Neocast. Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Shiver be timber.
How talented are you being able to sing in an accent on the fly like that? Tom, I just fell in love with you.
Happy birthday. I hope we have been entertaining enough to, be on par with a birthday day, Guess we should be writing a new birthday song. Well, I mean, if that's public domain, we're fine.
Yeah, that one is public domain for sure.
We're okay. We're fine. Okay. Right.
Bringing it back in.
Politely asked to leave.
Oh, did he ask us to leave? I thought he said.
Well, he
like-
essentially said, if you've got nothing else and now you're poking around my personal possessions, bugger off. In not so many words.
I kind of look at Oro and Dox for like cues on what they want to do.
Daggers!
Oro only knows daggers. So Oro's looking at Neroli like,
If you're going to be doing business with us, and you need to stay in the vicinity whilst you wait for your business to be completed, there are places within the cave that you can stay. You can also stay in the cave upstairs with Pastor Lepton. There's no rush for you to leave. But we've got no further business to discuss. And I'd like to get back to my cards. He turns around and you can see there's a table in the background, and there's one very scared looking skeleton pirate who's like, as he turns around, you can see that he was checking the cards that have been placed face down on it. And he starts shaking and you can hear the bones rattling.
what card game are you playing? Think of a pirate.
Pirate cards is what we're playing. Jenny. We're playing pirate cards.
Playing for booty.
We're playing for booty.
What booty are you playing for?
Well, what happens is, once every moon, I challenge a different member of my crew to cards. The person who wins gets a year carved off their sentence.
Sentence? Oh.
You see, they all have contracts with me.
Oh.
And those contracts kept them alive.
Oh.
All of me crew are skeletons. Did you not notice that?
Oh, yeah.
They all died in a horrible accident when we were sucked into this cave.
Oh.
All of them, except for me.
Wow.
That's
What
why
a
you're the captain,
tragedy.
of course.
Indeed. And now we're just playing pirate cards. That's the name of the game.
Should have been playing Go Fish.
Shit!
Oh.
Fuck!
That's what they call it. Is they call it pirate cards to make it
But
sound
it's just
cool.
Go Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Go Fish. Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
But they say walk the plank when you ask and they pull out the card.
Definitely.
Have I ever heard Oro or not Dox, Oro or Randall talk about playing cards ever?
Nope.
I mean, I assume Oro has played cards at the circus before
I would
in
assume.
passing,
Mhm.
but don't think she would have ever mentioned it per se.
Okay.
Do you ever play other card games for fun? Drinking some booze
No.
later on in the night? Not
I
even
hate card games apart from this one. All other card games are inferior.
Okay.
What happens if they lose?
I win.
Oh. Okay.
What happens if you win?
I get to feel good about myself.
Fair.
It's important for your self-esteem sometimes.
You're
That's
right.
true.
Yeah, I agree. Valid. Would you want to learn a card game? Maybe?
Come back tonight for dinner. We'll talk then.
Okay. Right. That's good.
Now off with ye. I've got a game to finish.
Okay.
I like start shuffling towards the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Kestrel still in here with us?
Kestrel's still with you, but he's
Okay.
very much on the back line.
Oh yeah.
So's Nugget, really. You kind of make your way back down to the lower deck. A bit more conscious now of what's behind the walls and the staircase to the north in the cargo hold. But you get a feeling now that you're not under any real time pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You've been, told that there are places for you to stay if necessary, since you're planning on doing business here. And it's down to you what you want to do.
When we are definitely outside of earshot of either Broderick or any of the other skeletons, I want to ask Kestrel about the mermaid in the cage. But I'll wait until we're in a good place for it, unless this is a good place for it.
Pretty much everywhere from here outside of the ship is mostly populated, at least to some degree, with skeletal seamen.
You did have to do that. Then I'll wait until we walk all the way back out towards where we were before, when we were discussing the ruse, basically.
Where you are currently is out of earshot of Broderick, and if you kept it to a hush level, you could probably have a discussion without any of the skeletons around you hearing.
Okay, perfect. Then as we're kind of walking out, I'm just gonna quietly lean over to Kestrel and be like, so what's the story with the mermaid that's in the cage?
You think I know?
Yes.
I do not know.
Can I insight check him?
Yes. I thought you had a PhD. I don't have a PhD.
And it's not studying skeletons.
I should know. I'm a skeleton inside. You are certain that he does not know.
How long has she been down there?
As long as I've been down here. I've been working with these guys maybe 5 years, tops.
Do you know when they had that accident that killed the crew?
No, but they're skeletons. They could have been down here for a very long time.
Yeah. So do you hang out down here, or do you just come and go?
Well, I did business with these guys and my previous associates for some time, and we would this was somewhere we would occasionally come to. We would try and sell some of the loot that we found just anywhere we found the loot, just at any old place. Mm-hmm. Sometimes on people. Mm-hmm. But not all the time, because these guys, sometimes they like shiny things, and they've got a lot of gold lying around that they don't really have much use for because they're dead. So we try and sell them some stuff occasionally. That's where we get most of our money these days, or that's where I got most of my money in the past before my associates were brutally murdered.
Terrible tale. Okay.
Are we cool? Can I go now? Our thing's done, right? Listen, I got nowhere else to go for a little while anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go hang with Pastor Lepton upstairs.
Oh, okay. He chill?
He chill.
Sick. Okay.
You heard us last time. We're good. We're pals.
Cool. Okay.
If you need somewhere to stay for the night, there are bedrolls.
Thank you.
But it sounded like he wanted you to have dinner with him, and that's not really something you turn down. I've never had dinner with him, and since he's a skeleton, I'm very curious to see how that goes.
We'll let you know.
But just I'm gonna hobble my way back upstairs. You're welcome to join me.
What time does he usually have dinner?
in the evening. I would assume. Again, I've not had dinner with him. Let me reiterate that I have never had dinner with this gentleman.
Okay.
I just, thought maybe there was like a certain meal time because he didn't tell us when dinner was. He just said for dinner. I guess we'll just hang around and see if somebody comes to get us or something.
Okay, well, just be aware of all these folk. Points around to some of the pirates that you can see just in the distance out of earshot, and they're pirates. And they're dodgy sort, They might use you to do stuff and then kill you and take your stuff. That'd be horrible.
That would be horrible. Thank you for the warning.
Who does that?
Yeah, who does that?
Okay, well, pleasure doing business with you. I'll see you upstairs.
Okay.
Kind of hobbles away. Hobble.
Beautiful hobble. Method acting.
As you are watching him walk away, you can see that there is a skeletal pirate giving you the eye.
A good eye or a bad eye?
Can we tell?
You cannot tell because
that's fair.
skeletons.
There's no expression to read there, I guess. That's fair.
You can see the pits of his eyes are directed in your vicinity. He, from his appearance, you think that he is most likely some kind of higher ranking member of the crew. You can see that mostly because he's got more clothing than the others. For the most part, most of these skeletons are vague patches of leather here and there, and occasionally a hat and a scimitar. But this gentleman has a kind of a jacket on with some stripes on, military stripes.
I just wave.
Stripes. He continues to just stare at you. You can see that he is currently sat down with a couple of other skeletal pirates who are kind of chilling in a circle, just kind of chatting amongst themselves, in amongst some of the cargo. They are on the southern side down here. I'll do another little loop. We're over there now. Closer to that broken ship over there.
So just for reference's sake, we're like somewhere like in this vicinity.
You are currently over here still. You were just having a chat there, and between where you are currently and the exit where you entered, the entrance, is cargo and pirates. And the gentle pirate that you just saw is kind of closer to the entrance.
Okay. So we can how far away is that actually? Like
each of these squares is 5 feet.
Okay, so they're only like 40 feet away. Oh wait, no, they're way more than 40 feet away.
Unfortunately, the ruler is not accurate.
So it's like over 100 feet away. Okay. So we're gonna have to walk back. We're gonna have to walk by him at some point, like to leave, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you all want to wait? Do you want to just stand around in here, or do you want to go back upstairs, or?
Is there a bar down here? There a skeleton pub?
You can see that there is a collection of larger kind of crates that have a large plank put on top of them, with kind of, there are bottles along there, like lined up along the table, and there's a kind of some shelves behind. But from what you can see from over here, the majority of them are empty. Like the caps aren't even on. Like there's no cork in them or anything.
It's more like they've set it up to have like an atmospheric sort of like. Okay. But is that over where they are sitting?
No, that is closer to up here, the northern side.
Is there anyone like tending the bar?
there is one pirate skeleton who is kind of cleaning a. It's funny because he's cleaning what is a steel tankard or an iron tankard or whatever, but the bottom is clearly missing. So it's really just a handle and the sides of a tankard, and he's just cleaning it with his hands. There's not even a cloth there.
We could go talk to him.
Maybe they do have something actually to drink.
Yeah.
It's not like they've run out, probably.
We go ask.
Yeah, we can go over there.
Okay.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay. So we have a little bit of a walk through the pirates. Now you see that Kestrel has left your side. They're a bit more curious about you. You see many of the pirates kind of look up and their gaze is generally in your direction, though you can't see their eyes. Though none of them, make any odd or weird moves in your direction as you pass them. You get close to this makeshift bar, and there is one skeleton behind it, kind of cleaning away. And he does not seem to react to your approach.
Hello.
Greetings.
Do you have any ales or anything to buy?
To buy. He kind of just sways there.
What do you have to buy?
To buy, and he picks up one bottle from behind his counter and puts it on the table. You can see that it is actually wax sealed and has retained its contents, though the label has long gone.
How much for that?
Money. It appears to you that whatever consciousness is possessing this skeleton is waning.
Yeah. How 3?
He's kind of a numbskull.
Nice.
Good stuff.
And how about 3 money? 3 money for the drink?
Money.
3 money.
3 money.
Hand him 3 copper pieces.
He takes them.
I take. Okay.
It doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop you.
I'll put it in my backpack.
Sure.
My unidentified potential booze.
And now, since it's a whole bottle, we can take it to dinner.
Yeah.
Get him drunk for information about or buy him a drink, as he said, not get him drunk.
Mhm.
I'm still just watching the mermaids.
At this stage, you see that, again, many of them are kind of just floating around doing mermaid stuff.
Or are they not still carrying boxes and stuff? Oh, they are. Okay.
Occasionally, they're shunting cargo around. But as the time goes on, you're getting slightly closer towards the evening, and they're working less and less. You mean you imagine that there is a limit to how much you can move cargo around in a day before, first off, you don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And second off, you get tired.
Yeah.
So,
as someone who used to move cargo around for a grocery store, yes, that is absolutely true. What'd you say?
Buff
mermaids, Hurley's one. I hadn't really thought about it that way. I was just like, cool, mermaids, but okay.
Should we
I need that podcast. No, I'm kidding.
Should we go talk to that fancy pirate man?
Maybe. I think he was staring at us, but it's hard to tell.
Let's go talk to him.
Okay. So, like I said, closer to the exit, there is another group of pirates sat around. Just kind of there's a big old skeletal skull, a huge skull of what appears to be some kind of shark, but it's embedded into the dirt and sand sideways in a way that it's hard to actually see that it's a skull until you're at a certain angle where you can see, like, sockets and teeth. And they are kind of sheltered from the light of the orb of Umberlee that is directly behind them, so they're just in front of it, in a way that allows them to have vision of the whole cave, apart from, obviously behind the skull, and it kind of stops them from being just shone at constantly. And they appear to be, playing some game of chance, some luck dice game or whatever. And it sees you can tell that they have a kind of a broodier, grumpier atmosphere about them. These gentle pirates on skeletons definitely seem to have, they look very what would be a good word for it? Morose, agitated. They don't look happy. Though the other skeletons, for the most part, seem to have, just kind of be doddering around, some of them vaguely watching you. You've not really heard any discussion amongst any of them. None of them have been speaking to each other. Here you can hear general grumbling of discourse. But they, although it's hard to tell from lack of facial features, you can see that they are looking in a way that you could, if they had eyes, you could imagine that you were in their periphery. They're kind of watching you, but as a side eye kind of thing.
Gotcha. What are you going to say to him, Moro?
Ask when dinner is.
I agree.
Probably the only question we have, really. See where it goes from there.
Okay. I follow Oro's lead.
Hello.
You kind of just waltz over there, and there's a bunch of very grumpy looking pirates. Hello!
Hello! Good day!
And they all kind of move their skulls in your direction, and they just kind of look back down again. One, the fancy man, stands up. You see that he's still wearing, like, his jacket with his naval stripes on. And he kind of pushes down one of the skeletons to stand up and waltzes across the table, the area when they're playing cards, and stands pretty much directly in front of your group. And he says, "What can I help you with?"
Well, we're supposed to be having dinner with our Black Eye Shelly. We just don't know what time that is. Do you know when he has dinner? Perhaps, maybe?
You're having dinner with Black Eyes Shelly?
Yeah.
You adventurers?
No, smugglers. But we look like adventurers. It's the perfect plan.
Roll deception.
I'm nodding behind enthusiastically, hoping that helps.
Support.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Like, okay, what are you smuggling?
Erotica.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Important business.
Uh-huh.
Very noble. I can see why I thought you were adventurers.
Thank you.
So you're an enterprising sort then?
Mm-hmm.
Always looking for opportunities?
Yeah.
Would they involve erotica?
Yeah. If it's aligned with our passion in life.
It's money that you're after?
Yeah.
You like money? I remember when I was alive, I liked money.
You kind of need it to live.
Yes. Yes, you do. You see, there's not that much need for money when you're dead. And yet we seem to have an awful lot of it. There's a lot of money down here.
Huh.
Broderick Black Eyes Shelley has a lot of money. Money that is a thing that you want. That is the reason that you are doing your smuggling. You want money.
Yeah.
And perhaps there were some opportunity for us to exchange services in some manner that would enable you to find more money.
Oh, what kind of a job do you
Would that
have?
interest? Yes, a job. A job. Would that be something that would... I mean, since you're not adventurers, I realize that this is quite unusual.
What is it? What's the job?
I mean, well, that would... we can discuss this if this... I mean, money? You like money? You want to maybe think about this?
Can I insight check to see whether he's trying to trick us into, like... Do I think that he is, like... How do I say this? So they obviously have, like, a grumpy air about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of seems like, as one would expect, like maybe not super happy about being dead and stuck undead and not being able to enjoy things like he could when he was alive or whatever.
Sure.
Do I feel like he's trying to, like, test to see how quickly we're willing to, like, betray Broderick, or whether he's, like, got something up his sleeve that he feels like he needs help with, like how sly he's being? Like, obviously he's being sly. That kind of...
Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
You've got a D6 bonus as well.
I do have a D6 bonus. I'm definitely going to use it for this.
He's a little sus of you.
Okay, and a D6. I had to mark it off my sheet. 1 second. Oh, 15.
Ooh.
Praise be to the D6s once again. Once again, the D6s have come in clutch and given us the opportunity to proceed amicably. Yes, so you suspect that he is trying to gauge how willing you are to turn on Broderick.
Mm-hmm. Yes, jobs. I mean, when you're smuggling things, you can't just walk up to a city and say, oh yes, I'm here in a ship and I have all these boxes, but I'm definitely not a merchant with things to sell. So you have to have a cover, right? So if you had something that wasn't illegal where we were going and needed to go there too, then that would be the perfect cover. I assume that was... Is that not what you're talking about?
There will be no shipping involved. It's more of a local job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you need help with that sick mermaid that I saw in there?
The sick mermaid. No, not the sick
There's
mermaid.
a belly laugh.
No, there is a sickness here that does need to be cured. A sickness of the mind.
Ooh. What
Oh,
is
it was
it?
the bartender then. He seemed like he might be slipping.
You've noticed that some of my crewmates are losing their minds. I'm afraid that, as far as I'm aware, comes hand in hand with being undead for hundreds of years.
Hundreds.
To my reckoning, at least. You get spots in the memory. I've forgotten my birthday.
Must also be hard to tell what day it is underground.
It is.
Is it impolite to say I'm sorry? Because that sounds
It is polite.
frustrating.
Rip headphone users. This is a warning we need on every stream. Listen, at this point...
If you have not learned by now not to watch the show with headphones on, then I don't know who you are.
What's the local job?
Might I ask you your opinion of Broderick?
Seems very sure he's a living, breathing man.
Yes, he does. He seems very sure that he is a living, breathing man. You have seen the back of his skull.
Yes.
And he is certain that he is a living, breathing man. His denial and his disastrous leadership is what brought us here and what keeps us here and is what is rotting away the brains of my comrades.
I was wondering about how a shipwreck turns into this. Because normally if a ship gets wrecked, then people would just die or survive. This is a bit uncommon.
Yes, well, pirates don't usually have contracts. It is his contracts that keep us alive.
Oh.
Are they magic contracts?
I know not whether they are magical contracts, but all I know is that their symbolism, at the very least, has deemed the gods' wrath upon us to be valid and just. Now, he has a lot of gold. Gold that you like. Gold that he is not needing. Gold that I would be happy to part with, were I the leader. How unfortunate for both of us, clack clack, that I am not the captain of my crew.
So you want him dead? That's what you're saying.
Well, when you put it that way. Unfortunately, he is already dead.
Yes.
Well, I believe undead would be the term. So we would be making him re-dead.
I want him re-dead.
How are we doing that, Sarah?
Now, this may be, as you are not adventurers, a tremendous feat. Unfortunately, Broderick has terrible power. Though he is a numbskull, he was a formidable pirate when he was alive, and death has not taken that from him. Indeed, his power over his crew is absolute. He could command me to kill you, and I would try. Not of my own accord.
Can I inside check that statement?
Yes.
Okay. Reading his bone posture, I guess. Like 14.
From the general interactions that you've been having with him so far, that rings true.
He's got his fingers crossed behind his back.
You can see them through his ribcage.
Yeah.
So
what about the merfolk? Why do they aid?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
What about the merfolk? And why do they aid him?
Why do the merfolk aid him?
Yeah.
Who do you think they have chained up in the ship? The cargo hold.
Oh.
She has the markings of a princess, of royalty.
Oh. So how do we kill him without having to kill you and the rest of your pals?
That is an excellent question. And I would, though part of me would appreciate the eternity of death, being undead has its benefits, such as being at least partly alive. And I could go about my business, and I could take over control of this enterprise.
Can you still taste
things?
things?
I do like the idea of that. Can we still taste things without a tongue?
Yeah, I mean, magic can be weird. It can do all sorts of things.
I mean, you can speak without lungs, and you
Yeah.
can see without eyes.
So
Very insightful. No. Although Broderick insists that he can.
okay.
But can you love without a heart?
Okay, that is very funny, and I did laugh at that, but also it made me think of a song that I'm going to share in chat now.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble.
No, it's...
First jump up. Uh-oh.
I didn't know that was a song at all.
No? I put my phone.
Uh-oh.
You got
Are you doing the story? Are you doing the song thing?
Yeah, but we can continue on it. I'm just really going to copy a link to it. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay. So yes, I would perhaps there is some way that you could sneak upon him and dispatch him so quickly that he could not command his forces.
Or at least there'd only be a few, since you would have to funnel in through that door.
Perhaps removing his protection orb, the boon of Umberlee, maybe that would suck him into the seabed.
Is that what that purple stone is?
No, the boons of Umberlee are these fantastic contraptions that keep the water at bay.
How would we remove that?
Some form of magic, perhaps force.
Oh.
I think that would be a bad idea for us, because while I could make sure that we could breathe underwater, I don't know how well we could deal with him underwater.
Well, there are options. I'd love to say that the mermaids would be able to help you, but we have them under lock and key, and I would rather not dispatch them. They are very useful. Were I in power, I would keep that princess caged where she is.
What? Why? How did the princess get there? Do you know?
Well, as far as I can remember, bearing in mind that my memory is so splotchy, they were here when our ship arrived.
Oh.
We captured her, I believe. Or at least whomever she descends from. It has been many years.
And what time does he take dinner then?
Yes, well, a problem with that is that we do not have daytime down here. It is difficult for us to give you a time. His evening meal is whenever he thinks evening is.
Okay.
If you are planning a meal with him, perhaps just show up and pretend that it is evening.
That makes sense, actually.
Is there anything
Okay.
else we need to know about Broderick?
That he is as stupid as he is powerful. But also that you should be very careful. He is, as I said, formidable.
Okay.
Besides, my name is First Mate Brisk. And he holds out his arm, and I bash my head against my microphone. His skeletal fingers extended towards you for a handshake.
I give handshake.
Click clack.
Lovely.
His bones are wet.
Ew.
a soggy bone handshake.
God.
Ew.
And again, rip headphone users.
It's not that bad, damn it.
No, my laugh was really loud that time. Bad dumb. Okay, well, we'll probably wait a little bit At least until he finishes his card game.
Very well. Let me know how it goes.
I assume you'll probably know when he pings you all for help.
I'm sure
Hopefully you don't get there in time.
that hopefully for the both of us. Mostly for you.
Yes.
As humble smugglers.
Very
I-
humble.
I am sure that a combat with the entire crew of our ship is not what you were hoping for.
Not particularly.
But we will make you very rich.
That sounds great.
Click clack.
Click that.
So as we wander away and get to a place that's like less populated,
Mhm.
I'm going to say, if the contracts are what keep them alive and we kill him, unless he transfers the contracts to the first mate, I would think that they would all just die, right? Isn't that how that would work? Besides, I want to save that mermaid.
Yeah, me too.
So just for in-player knowledge, Randall and Oro, you were briefly alerted to the presence of the mermaid
Oh yeah, you're right.
because Nerdy was like, "Oh, someone's down there,"
Mm.
but she has not actually explained to you what it is
Wow.
she saw.
Oh yeah, I assumed that they would look, but I didn't know whether or not they did or didn't.
What did it look like under there?
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say?
What did it look like under there? What
Oh.
did the mermaid look like?
Well, she looked pretty similar to the rest of the mermaids, but she had this like really pretty like design on her head. I don't know whether it's natural or maybe like a tattoo of some kind. She also looked like sick or just like barely being kept alive. He had like water dripping down on her, but she was in like the air.
Oh, jeez. I don't want that dude to. Did he say he'd keep the mermaid? He did, right? That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't like that.
Yeah, I think that we should maybe, I don't know whether we should try killing him first and see if that makes the rest of them die, or whether we should try saving her first and see if that makes the mermaids turn on them.
Wait, it sounded like from that conversation that the merfolk might turn on us because of the control that he exerts.
No, he controls the crew, but the mermaids are working for him because he has their princess.
Hmm.
And asking in advance for help might not work. And also it would be in the air, so I don't know how much help they would be anyway. But if we could get her out and toss her back into the water,
Yeah.
then if they see us doing it and then we're like, help, then maybe they would.
Hmm.
Because so the orbs are where there's no water, right?
Mhm.
So on the map right here is where the hole in the boat is, right? Because this is water over
No, so
here.
so what I said when you went through there is that unfortunately the aura doesn't quite cover it, but realistically it'd be a bit closer to that. So let me
Okay,
shuffle
so we
these
could
around. There, that's a little bit better. Maybe put that one down there.
Okay. And upstairs was also covered. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and she's basically right there. So we would have to get her out of there and basically just make it to like right here.
Yeah, she'd be in water then.
Yeah. She was in a cage.
How do we get a mermaid out of a cage?
I assume it's probably just locked and there were chains on her. So we would just need to pick those.
Oh.
Do you think we could sneak in and do it?
Well, everybody, who asks, we'll know that we're supposed to have dinner with him anyway.
Right.
So, and he's upstairs. So yeah, we just quietly try to go do that. And then if he catches us, then we're probably going to have to fight him anyway. So
We'll give him more time to command people to help. We're trying to let the mermaid free.
that's true. Maybe we could just try to sneak in and talk to her and tell her that we want to help. And is there anything that we can say to her people to let them know that we want to help get her out?
Yeah.
Do they speak common, do you think?
Who knows? I mean, they can communicate with the pirates.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also just break the orb, and then she'd be in the water. Maybe
Oh,
the
yeah.
water should be strong enough to help get out and break out. We got water kelp. Or bubble kelp, whatever it's called.
We do have bubble kelp. I also, can I cast water breathing as a ritual? I can. I would rather do that than rely on the bubble kelp. Because it's not concentration and it lasts for 24 hours.
Damn.
We don't have to worry about like losing the kelp from our mouths. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're going to take 10 minutes and we're going to chill out for just a sec. And I'm going to cast water breathing on us ritually so that that's just done.
Sure.
Sweet.
The kelp will be really cool, like to come in clutch. Absolutely. But I don't know how it works. So I think they put it in their mouth or whatever, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give us the secret mermaid tail flip. Do you think that you could get in there? Like we all walk in, or I guess we could just break the orb. Do we know how to break it though?
Not for sure, but we can whack it.
Yeah.
Or maybe if the mer princess can speak.
She might be able to tell us how.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's best to go back now then while he's still playing his card game, and we'll all go in, but then we'll just stay downstairs towards the entrance and you can sneak in and try to talk to her, Oro. And that way if he starts to hear something, we can make noise walking up the stairs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's try that then.
Okay, so what is give me a summary of your plan.
So summary is we are all going to walk in the like hole to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But Randall and I are going to stay on the bottom level while Oro tries to sneak through in the like unseen areas to go talk to the princess. And then if he like, we're gonna like watch up through the grate to see if he like starts to take notice of Oro or something. And if he does, then we'll start walking up the stairs like to distract or whatever so that she can like to give her cover basically. And so she's gonna try to talk to the mermaid and see if she knows how to break the orb or if there's some way we can try to tell her people to like back us up because we're going to try to save her, like whichever one she might have information for. And then like depending upon the answer and whether or not he starts to notice and we're upstairs, then Oro will come back upstairs to us and we'll figure out what to do from there.
Okie dokie.
In which case, give me that alcohol that you bought so that when he's like, we're like, oh, it's dinner time. We brought a drink and we'll make a big show of it to distract him.
Okay. I'll give you the potential alcohol.
The probably somehow like found on the bottom of the ocean 1,000-year-old wine that's worth like $1 million gold, and we're just like pop it open and like with the skeleton and who's gonna pretend to drink it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, very happy with that. Okay, that sounds like you guys have got a good plan going on over here.
Mm-hmm. And she's got pissed without a 3. Yes.
Yes. I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us, and then if you guys want to make a sound, then you can, just make a sound and get out of it.
Yeah, because I think it goes away when we're outside of 30 feet from you anyway, right?
Is it this bigger than 30 foot? Would I be over 30 foot away?
Oh yeah, that's a good.
That is not bigger than 30 foot, really.
Okay.
Well, if she's down here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, because these squares are tiny. If she's by the princess.
Oh yeah, you could break it.
Then we'll be. Sure. Well, no, I'm saying like if she's over here by the princess, then if we're standing over here, we're definitely more than 30 feet away at that point. So if she casts it now, we'll all have it. But then when she goes over there, we'll still be able to stomp up the stairs.
Concentration for the duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. So yeah, so you have to be within for the whole time. It's not just when you cast it. It's the 30 people, the people within 30 feet of you when you cast it, because it doesn't persist when they're outside the range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, with you guys having concocted a plan, which I have written down just in case we forget, we can probably call tonight's game a wrap. Because there's been a lot of role playing today, and I'm DM'd out.
Yes, that's fair.
That's fair.
And we're going to move on to another big episode of whatever the fuck you guys do next week with
shenanigans.
Or not next week. Not going to DM next Sunday. We are not playing because it's going to be the day after our charity stream, and I'm going to be pooped.
Oh my god, is that this Saturday? Holy shit!
Yes. So, obviously, we've got a whole 25 minutes left of the stream, but we're not exactly tied to time constraints. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
That's right.
So,
that's crazy.
We can briefly talk once again about what we got coming up. I don't want to bore you guys with something you've heard 1,000 times before. So if you're here and you know it already.
Also, you want to leave some stuff for the day,
Oh, I mean, I've got tricks up my sleeve. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that we're here next Saturday, not Sunday.
Yes. Yeah.
Different day.
Different day. Earlier or later, depending on what time you're here, I guess.
It's a week yesterday. Yeah, it's we're doing it from 1 p.m. BST, which is very early for the Americans and also other people in relatively different time zones in that direction.
Yeah, that works.
Not just the Americans, the Canadians.
North American continent.
Brazilians.
Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
That's it.
Acutely aware. It's very early for some of you, I'm afraid. But because it's such a long stream of games, if you can't make it for the very first game, you'll certainly be able to make it for one of the other games. It's going to be just tons of fun. We genuinely have fucking amazing incentives this year. So just really, it's like, take advantage of those. Like,
True.
If you fancy a crown made by Katie, get in there. The Tales of Fire is already up. We're not stopping you. If you do make a donation, please make sure to redeem an incentive. Don't just throw your money in there. Make sure that you click on the rewards and tell us whom you want to give them to, if that is relevant. Make sure to come support us as friends and just wonderful people. We're raising money for a really good don't tell me how to give my money to charity. Give it to a different charity if you really like, but if you gave it to us, it'd be really nice. I'll just give my money away.
About what? Dang it.
Incentives. If you want incentives, make sure to click on the incentives. How about that? Is that better?
Yes, that's better.
If you want the incentives. the incentives.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to the bigger ones like the art commissions and the customer handbook and stuff. Can you post in Discord who is in what game? Is that not on the tweet with the...
It is in the tweet, yeah, but it's not in Discord.
Oh, okay.
So
we could do that.
If you wanted that, then yeah, sure. Or why not?
Yeah. The images attached in Jenny's tweet should have pretty much all the bits and bobs you could possibly want.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have for each of our games?
I've got it up on screen right now.
Well, first off, appreciate how incredible this promo image is by Jenny. It's so good, but also something that no one else seems to have really said anything about, which is bonkers to me, is that in the second tweet that Jenny's made here, if you look at the replies, the second tweet, she has got the thumbnails are they're two separate images, but they're perfectly aligned to just like that. To me, that's magic.
Oh my god!
That is the equivalent of magic to me. I am blown away by that. How they perfectly look like one big image, but they're two separate ones.
How long did it take you to figure out how to crop that perfectly, or did you look up the Twitter crop stuff?
Yeah, someone posted a Photoshop file of how to do the perfect Twitter crop, so I've been using that to my full advantage since I found that.
So
For
good.
Real.
Mm-hmm. It's real helpful.
So yes, we've got game 1, DM'd by yours truly. We will be doing a Doom game, which is kind of D&D based. It's not going to be shotguns and stuff. It's going to be a bit more of a kind of classic-ish D&D game. I've got some fun mechanics that we're going to be using, so don't think it's going to be cut and dry. It's not going to be as simple as you might think. We've got wonderful Adam, who's there in the chat. We've got Mary Nerd, who is Evan. We've got Fool, who is SC Stein, and we've got my friend Yasmin, who took part in our last charity stream last year, and you might know on YouTube as Yagman X. Game 2, we've got Katie Quixotic running our Animal Crossing game, and we've got Urges Art. Who is one of the individuals who's donating some of her art for commission, and she's wonderful. We've got Anne, who's also wonderful. We've got Pearls and Prozac, who is extra wonderful. And we've got Tortu, who's okay. I love you, Tortu. I'm messing. And then our final game, we've got the Doom Crossing game, which is Doom and Animal Crossing being mixed together. The mechanics that we've got cooked up for the Animal Crossing games, and the Doom Crossing games, and the Doom game. I've put so much work into making sure that these mechanics are going to be fun and interesting.
Tom did this, and it's brilliant. But I had very little to do with coming up with all the really super cool stuff. Honestly.
But honestly, we've got a lot of very cool mechanics for the Animal Crossing and the Doom game and the Animal Crossing Doom game. It's gonna be tabletop roleplay-y. When we say it's a D&D game, it's loosely attached to D&D. The first game is closest to D&D, and as you go on in the evening, it's further and further away. But we've got some awesome people coming in. Please make sure that you come and hang out with us. If you could, to be honest, if you could promote it a little bit, that would be fantastic as well. Every little helps. If you can't give money, or you've given money and you can't push your budget any further, that's fine. That's totally fine. We're not you don't have to pay to participate or anything. You can just come and support us with your company. Come chat to us in chat, and promote where you can. Because again, we're doing this for charity. We're raising money for a good cause. This isn't about ego or anything. We're just trying to help out. And to those of you who already donated, you're excellent. I love you very much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also, Jenny's got her OC Patreon thing.
Don't worry about that. Not important.
Which is, you're running out of time. Go do that. I'm very happy with my contribution.
That's very good.
I think you guys can enjoy it. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Let's go. Do you want to raid someone, maybe?
Is someone rating? Is someone worthy of, is anyone streaming? Who we got? Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum,
He's
bum,
a
bum.
streamer.
That rune. Oh yeah.
Arun is streaming too.
Just
yeah.
streaming. Rain is streaming. I think that's all the people I know.
If you don't want to raid one of them, then I have a new friend that's streaming.
What are they streaming?
Onryo? One moment. Let me go look at what this is. There's
Quickly,
some
Tom.
Japanese characters following that, I think, too.
Start
wait,
the stream
Neo?
and host yourself.
Huh?
Neo? What is the game called? Neo?
Yeah, Onryo.
Oh, Onryo.
We're playing a spooky game before cooling down with some untitled goose game.
spooky game.
Spooky game.
Good game.
Start up a stream and host yourself. It's not my stream.
I mean, unless you were going to stream, Tom. If you were going to stream some Alex. Some more spooky Half-Life Alex time. Not spooky, it's fine. It was...
I don't know if you guys like when you Docs. Okay, Docs, you've played plenty of Half-Life in your long life.
Wow.
How would you, old man, describe Half-Life? What genre?
Just FPS. I wouldn't call it horror at all.
So you wouldn't call it horror.
No.
Let me highlight
Like
that.
30 minutes of this game, and I was like, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's really fucking gross. So I don't know how this wouldn't be like psychological thriller horror-ish.
Obviously, I don't want to spoil anything because I think you're picking up a VR for Christmas or something, aren't you?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. And I imagine Alex is on your list there somewhere, so I won't spoil anything for you. But Jesus fucking Christ. Some parts of this game I have just been shitting my pants.
Yeah. Like Ravenholm is always a bit creepy.
That's true. The other Half-Life games have had moments, but they've been moments.
Yeah,
And I
one
also
section.
think there's a different level of it when you're playing than when you're in VR too, though.
Definitely.
Like,
That's true.
because the sensory, like the perception of being like physically there is more present in your mind.
It's incredibly immersive.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to see me cack my pants on stream, my VODs are up.
My VODs are up.
Oh my god.
I assume that's a no to you streaming then.
No, I'm not going to stream.
Worth
I need
shot.
to check. To be honest, after like DMing today was a lot of RP, a lot of doing voices and stuff. So I'm quite tired now.
Yeah, no.
So I need to sit down and chill out for a bit.
I get that. Let's raid Rune then. Rune is streaming some D&D.
Okay, Coke.
So we'll see you guys next Saturday
Yep.
when our
Saturday!
charity stream is going to be.
These are the noises of people who are prepared.
We've got 6 days. I'll
Please
see you
support us.
then. All right. See you later. Bye. Thanks for chilling.
Bye.
Bye.